Bonjour, all you karate kids. It is time to dust off those nunchucks, tie on your headbands, because we have another episode of Karate Corner. Today we find our hero playing in the sand, as Steven is apparently an archeologist in this movie. So I guess take off your headbands and put on some Indiana Jones hats. Not really sure the right apparel for this movie, but what's Steven wearing? Okay, the same stuff he wears in every movie. Well, that didn't really help us. Whatever. Choose your own hat and let's get to it, because today's movie is called Out for a Kill, and this is Redeye Reviews. Alright, we are getting into the realm of Seagal movies that are entirely self-produced. He has officially stopped finding people to make his movies, and just starts making the exact movie that he wants to. So, in truth, this is kind of like a real look into the mind of Seagal, and I, for one, cannot wait. Let's go over the plot first, and then we'll do some clips after that. We start with a quote from The Art of War. Let's try that again. We start by telling everybody that Steven knows who wrote The Art of War. We see some gangsters in a strip club, and about 4 straight minutes of these guys just shooting everybody they see. Yeah, that is a lot of guns. Cue title screen, I get. Nope. Just flippy gun to show us that we're in Paris. Also, this movie is riddled with these timestamps. They don't mean anything. So don't feel like you need to take notes. They just put these literally every single time we cut to a new location. So overweight Jet Li is a Chinese drug lord, and he has all these generals underneath him. They each get their own cool screen to text. We don't really care what they do for the crime organization. It does not come up in this movie past this point, so we can ignore this. So Seagal plays a man named Bob Burns, who is an archaeologist from Yale University and just won a Winthrop Award for being a kick-ass archaeologist. While he and his assistant are at a dig site, they get a vibe that these random bros hanging out at his private dig site are acting a little sketch. And Steven thinks he's not an archaeologist, is he?
Not an archaeologist, is he?
He goes and sees that they tried to use his artifacts to hide drugs in them for the Chinese drug lord. We take off in our Jeep, and it turns out every single person at that dig site was a bad guy. That is not very observant, my friend. We attach a camera to the front of a car to film this chase, and we all learn together how bad of an idea that is. We then enter some super slow-mo with probably the best graphics I've ever seen. James Cameron, you got nothing on these guys. Our hero loses the bad guys somehow, and they make it to the border only to be arrested by every person with a gun in a 100-mile radius. While in prison, he meets his cellmate, and his name is King.
The name's King.
He seems important. Let's listen in on his backstory more.
Trafficking some weed. Some rag-headed motherfucker.
Or not. I guess we have more important things to learn about. Sorry, King. I'm sure he'll be in prison for a while, the two of you hanging out. I mean, smuggling drugs is a pretty big crime. No, he's out. All right. Well, he goes back to the U.S. and attends his assistant's funeral, burns some incense, and then I think the writer's kid got a hold of the computer because all of a sudden, ninja monks attack. Thankfully, our boy can handle himself, and we learn that these guys were part of the drug lord's gang trying to kill him. We also meet these cops who are following Seagal because they know that he will go after the drug lord, and then I guess they can arrest the drug lord after that. He goes to dinner with his wife. Yep, that's Seagal's wife. Does anybody have a problem with that? Okay, good. That's his wife. So they go to dinner, and they forget to turn Steven's microphone on.
I have to wait for the bathroom.
It doesn't matter. Some gangsters show up, and they're like, "Don't come looking for us, or we'll kill you." And Seagal's like, "Yeah, bro. That's fine. I got no problem with that." They're like, what about your dog? We'll kill your dog? Yeah, totally fine. Go ahead. We're really not going to get in your way. We'll kill your wife? That did it. Seagal proceeds to kill all of these guys while some opera music plays kinda too loudly, if you ask me. So they go home, but while asleep, Seagal hears the car alarm and goes to investigate. He checks the ground a bit, the garage door, the ground again, the side of the house, but nothing. While he's outside playing flashlight tag by himself, the house explodes in the biggest, totally real, hottest fire ever. Yeah, it's so real. My wife, my totally real wife is in there. She's dead. And now the movie has officially begun. Our boy is about to mess some people up. Tell him, Seagal.
I will snatch every motherfucker birthday.
Yeah. What he said, whatever that means. So now Steven needs to figure out who these bad guys are. So naturally, he calls an airport and asks to rent a plane. So he calls up the pilot and he's like,
He wants 2 hours? Fucking A, send him over. I'll take it.
yeah, dude's renting a plane. That's expensive as shit. Of course you're going to take it. I will totally waste this guy's time for 2 hours. That's easy money. So they go up in the air and the pilot thinks Seagal looks familiar. And that is the last time this pilot decides to ever start small talk with his students.
What the hell are you doing?
Because Seagal loses his goddamn mind. Why are you acting this way, Steven?
I am crazy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I was going to say something pretty similar. So Steven starts interrogating this guy. Who sent you? Who do you work for? And this dude's like, dude, you called me. You rented the plane. What are you talking about? And to no avail. So he finally says,
It was a Chinese guy.
okay, either you make stuff up or you actually work for a random Chinese dude. So Steven follows this guy's lead and heads to Chinatown, and turns out, yeah, that lead was real. Another fight breaks out and we come across Chinese Spider-Man. I don't know what is happening here. In case you were wondering, this is the first and last scene with supernatural powers. I don't want to talk about it more. Let's just keep moving. He learns that the next big boss is at the Half Moon restaurant. However, we're going to find that place.
If you're looking for the Half Moon, it's over there.
Oh, okay, yeah, thankfully that lady can read minds and just tells us where to go. Thank you. We come across an underground mahjong game, and they can tell immediately this guy ain't here for the mahjong.
This one doesn't look like he's here for the mahjong.
The boss runs away, and we give chase, and we do some totally not voiceover conversations.
Now I have you. Who killed my wife? You? No. Silo? I don't know.
Perfectly real, perfectly natural. So these guys fight, and Fat Jet Li's drug family is getting a little thinner. They also couldn't figure out how to naturally tell us what's going on at this point, so Drug Boy just tells us all of this.
This is our largest shipment ever. It is symbolic of the merging of the entire Chinese crime structure. All of the families have come together.
And at this point, I sort of blacked out for a few minutes, so I can't really remember how he found this next big boss. But he does find this dude. He apparently wanted to be out of the movie so badly he shot himself in the face 3 times. And now there's just 2 bad guys left. But first, strip club. Yeah, in case you're wondering, it was very difficult to edit around the next 15 minutes of this movie, because the amount of nudity was just so much. And our 2 detectives go to a tattoo shop that sells drugs also, blows their cover immediately and gets rescued by Seagal, who somehow found them there. Then we have a car chase. From the tattoo shop? Maybe. We don't know. It just cuts to a car chase. Do you feel like you're losing your mind yet? Well, we know for sure one person is because of whatever the hell this scene is. I am pretty sure the editor had a stroke here. Seagal finds the second to last bad guy, counting just a ridiculously large amount of money, and beats him up while doing his best to spread the money literally everywhere in the room. He then tracks down Type 2 Jet Li and says some stuff that's supposed to sound cool.
You deliberately put 10 men in the mouth of the tiger, knowing that I would cut them down.
Bad guy throws a bomb. He sneaks out a trap door. So Seagal calmly goes over to some samurai swords on the wall, looks out the second-story window, sees the guys getting away, realizes nobody can catch that guy at this point. Except you all forgot, this is a Seagal movie. I don't want to call out any of this, please. This could totally happen. Could we just say this could happen so I can move on? I also forgot to mention, every single bad guy he's killed has had a tattoo on their wrist that looks like it's drawn on with pen. And all these tattoos form a super long poem that talks about cranes flying over the river or something, and all of those tattoos are buttons on this wall, obviously. So he calmly recites the poem in a burning building, pushes these national treasure buttons, and steals a bunch of files. We end our movie with him giving all of those files to the detective, so she has her evidence on that crime family, even though Steven literally killed all of them. Yeah. And then Seagal and the cop walk away holding hands. Why are they holding hands? We don't know. Please, we don't care. Movie's over. It's over. We're done talking about it. Well, that movie was hands down the worst one we have seen so far. I cannot imagine they can get any worse, but I'm sure they will. Well, let's move on to our next segment, Redeye Reacts.
Wang,
There's been a breach of our security. Our shipment in Saizong has been discovered and seized.
Hold on. Why are all these Chinese drug lords speaking English to each other?
I took it and threw it on the ground.
Didn't break. Oh, shoot.
Once a friend for life.
Yeah, made a friend for life with this guy.
Don't forget about me, Burns!
He'll come back up in the movie. And now here's just a supercut of all the weird shit they said.
A mind is a mirror, a bright light shining.
There is no mirror. There is no dust, there is no darkness. Only the mind is light. They say, kill one to warn 100. I might have to kill 100 to warn one. They say when one sets out on revenge, to first dig 2 graves. My daddy always used to say, steal a little, you go to jail. Steal a lot, you become king.
Distant waters cannot quench your thirst. Better to light a candle than to curse the darkness. Crows everywhere are equally black.
Stay out of my life. Stay out of my way.
Stay out of my life! Well, there we have it, folks. That was Out for a Kill. If you haven't seen this movie yet, I highly recommend you never do. Just keep living your life. You got better things to do. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Like the video, hit the bell, do the stuff. Talk about karate, I don't care. The next movie we're going to watch is called Belly of the Beast. He's an ex-CIA agent trying to find his kidnapped daughter, uncovering corruption and betrayal, and sounds a lot like Taken. Hold on. Okay, Taken came out in 2008. So take that, Liam Neeson. Steven thought of the idea 5 whole years before you made it good. And with that, I can't wait to watch it with you all, but until then, stay happy and stay healthy.